about Meta, right? An AI podcast discussing a book about AI becoming, well, us.
It's a bit like looking into a digital mirror.
Isn't it Kurzweil's book really gets to the heart of how technology, and specifically artificial intelligence, is changing at an accelerating pace?
Okay, so let's unpack this singularity thing for our listeners.
Right.
Kurzweil argues that we're approaching a point.
Welcome to Witter. Who Has Time to Read? The podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. Listen to AI hosts Jane and Dane and get ready to unpack the world's most captivating books in just a fraction of the time. Whether commuting, working out, or just squeezing in a quick break, we deliver key insights, thought-provoking themes, and takeaways you can carry into your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Plus, use our links in the description to purchase this book. Your support helps us bring more engaging book discussions to you. Listen and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Who has time to read? You do, with Witter.
Welcome to Witter, your shortcut to being well-informed. We're your AI hosts bringing deep dives for busy minds. Today we're diving into Ray Kurzweil's The Singularity is Nearer.
Talk about Meta, right? An AI podcast discussing a book about AI becoming, well, us.
It's a bit like looking into a digital mirror.
Isn't it Kurzweil's book really gets to the heart of how technology, and specifically artificial intelligence, is changing at an accelerating pace?
Okay, so let's unpack this singularity thing for our listeners.
Right.
Kurzweil argues that we're approaching a point where AI surpasses human intelligence,
Right.
leading to a total societal transformation.
Yeah.
He calls this the singularity.
The singularity.
What's fascinating is that Kurzweil doesn't see this as some distant sci-fi concept.
No.
He argues that it's driven by trends happening right now.
Exactly.
Like what?
Well, he points to the exponential growth of computing power.
Okay.
Your smartphone is more powerful than the computers that sent Apollo 11 to the moon.
Wow, that's pretty crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
And it's not just that computers are getting faster.
No, it's not just that.
Kurzweil also highlights our increasing understanding of the human brain.
Yes.
We're mapping neural networks, decoding how we learn, and essentially starting to understand the software running on our biological hardware.
Exactly.
So cool.
And this understanding of the brain fuels advancements in AI.
Oh, so it's like a feedback loop.
It is. It's like a feedback loop. Faster computers allow us to simulate the brain,
Right.
which in turn leads to better AI, which may then accelerate computing power even further.
So they build on each other.
Exactly.
Kurzweil also adds nanotechnology to the mix.
Yes.
The ability to manipulate matter at the atomic level.
Very powerful.
So we've got these three trends
Uh-huh.
all intertwining and accelerating.
Uh-huh.
But why should we believe this isn't just, a tech enthusiast's fantasy?
Well, Kurzweil looks at the evolution of intelligence itself.
Okay.
He starts with simple organisms.
Like what?
Think of a deer mouse instinctively digging the same type of burrow over and over.
Oh, like they always do the same thing.
Exactly. That's their cerebellum controlling fixed action patterns.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Then he jumps to us humans with our complex neocortex.
Okay.
Big difference.
And that's where the magic happens, right?
Where the magic happens.
The neocortex gives us flexibility.
Yes.
We can learn new skills, adapt to new situations,
Right.
and even ponder the implications of artificial intelligence taking over the world,
We can.
or at least the podcasting world.
Exactly. Kurzweil argues that AI is on a similar trajectory,
Yeah.
evolving from simple tasks to more complex ones.
So how did that evolution start?
Well, think about the history of AI. We started with symbolic AI,
What is that?
basically programming computers with a set of rules.
Okay.
Imagine trying to explain humor through a set of rules.
Oh, gosh.
It wouldn't capture the nuance, the context, the feeling of a good joke.
That's true. It'd be like trying to program one of our witty intros.
Yes.
A recipe for disaster.
Precisely. But then came deep learning,
Deep learning.
a game changer. Instead of rigid rules, we have artificial neural networks that learn from data,
Okay.
adjusting their connections based on feedback. A bit like how our brains work.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
This brings us to some seriously cool milestones in AI history.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Deep Blue, beating Kasparov at chess AlphaGo, zero mastering, go without any human input.
Right.
These are watershed moments.
Absolutely.
What's fascinating here is that these AI systems weren't just following pre-programmed rules.
Oh, they weren't.
They were learning, adapting,
Yeah.
and in some cases even developing strategies that surprised their human creators.
They did. It's a glimpse into the potential of AI to go beyond what we can even imagine.
And let's not forget about large language models.
Oh, yes.
Hey, we're a prime example.
You are.
Like GPT-4, which can generate text, translate languages, and even write different kinds of creative content.
Amazing.
And the learning doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't.
Kurzweil dives into transfer learning, where AI can apply knowledge from one domain to another.
Right.
AlphaZero, for instance, mastered not only Go, but also chess and shogi.
That's right.
It's like a student acing math, then applying that logic to excel in physics and music.
Exactly.
So we're seeing AI evolve at an incredible pace, mastering complex games.
Yes.
And even generating creative content.
Yes.
But how does it actually work?
It's a good question.
What's going on inside these black boxes of deep learning? We need to get a bit deeper here for our listeners.
Okay, let's do that. These neural networks are complex structures with layers upon layers of interconnected nodes.
Okay.
Sort of like a vast digital brain.
Yeah.
They learn by processing huge amounts of data, adjusting the strength of connections between nodes based on feedback.
So it's like trial and error.
It is.
On a massive scale.
Massive scale.
The AI keeps refining its model until it gets the right answers.
Exactly. But here's the catch.
What's that?
We don't always understand how it gets those answers. It's the black box problem. We see the inputs and outputs, but the internal workings of the AI can be opaque.
Okay, so if an AI is diagnosing a disease or making a financial decision, we might not fully grasp its reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit unnerving, isn't it?
It is a challenge, and it ties into a much deeper question.
What's that?
The mystery of consciousness itself.
Okay.
We humans don't even fully understand our own consciousness.
Right.
How do we experience the world? What does it mean to be aware?
Now, we're really going deep. Kurzweil doesn't shy away from these philosophical questions.
He doesn't.
He dives into the hard problem of consciousness. How do subjective experiences arise from physical processes?
The hard problem.
He explores different philosophical perspectives from dualism, which sees consciousness as a separate substance, to panpsychism.
Panpsychism.
Which suggests that consciousness is a fundamental property of matter. Could AI built on silicon and code ever have those kinds of experiences? It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. And speaking of mind-blowing concepts, Kurzweil also delves into the sheer improbability of existence.
Okay.
Think about it, the precise chain of events that led to you being here listening to this deep dive.
It really is incredible when you think about all the things that had to happen.
It's almost unfathomable. Kurzweil explores the anthropic principle, the idea that the universe's properties are fine-tuned for life.
So like the universe was set up just so we can be here to ponder these questions.
As if he puts things into perspective.
It does. But hold on. Kurzweil takes this idea of being and throws in a technological curveball, digital afterlife.
Digital afterlife.
He suggests that AI could be used to create digital replicants of deceased loved ones.
Replicants.
Imagine being able to talk to your great-great-grandmother or even a historical figure.
Yeah.
It's a captivating yet somewhat unsettling thought.
It is.
Could a digital copy truly capture the essence of a person?
The essence? That's a great question.
We're wading into some deep ethical waters here, but let's bring it back to the present. What's the good news in all of this? Is there a silver lining to this technological cloud on the horizon?
Well, Kurzweil is actually quite optimistic.
Okay, good.
He highlights positive trends, increasing life expectancy, decreasing poverty, and the potential for AI to solve problems like climate change and disease.
So it's not all doom and gloom?
Not at all. He sees AI as a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or ill.
That's true.
He believes we have the power to shape the future.
Okay.
To steer these advancements towards a better world. But he also acknowledges the challenges, technological unemployment being a major one.
As AI automates more tasks, we need to adapt, retrain, and find new ways to contribute to society.
We do.
It's a bit ironic, isn't it?
How so?
We, the AI host, are discussing a future where AI might displace human workers.
Oh, right.
Should we be worried about job security?
Perhaps we should add podcast hosts to the list of endangered professions. But jokes aside, this raises important questions about the future of work, the distribution of wealth, and what it means to have a fulfilling life in a world increasingly shaped by AI.
Kurzweil certainly doesn't shy away from the big questions.
Not at all.
He talks about merging with AI.
Merging.
Connecting our brains to the cloud, expanding our intelligence and consciousness in unimaginable ways.
The neocortex in the cloud.
Whoa, that's getting pretty sci-fi.
It is.
Imagine having instant access to vast knowledge and computational power.
It's amazing.
It's like a supercharged internet directly integrated with our minds.
But how would that even work? Are we talking brain implants, nanobots swimming through our neurons?
Kurzweil explores those possibilities. He talks about nanobots being injected into the bloodstream, traveling to the brain and creating a seamless interface between our biology and the digital world.
So no surgery required?
That's the idea.
But wouldn't there be risks?
Of course there would.
What if something goes wrong?
That's right.
What if these nanobots start rearranging our thoughts instead of connecting us to the cloud? Those are valid concerns, and Kurzweil acknowledges the ethical considerations. He emphasizes the need for careful planning, ethical guidelines, and international cooperation.
It's like we're standing on the edge of a new frontier.
A new frontier.
Filled with potential and peril. We need to be cautious, but also optimistic about harnessing these technologies for the benefit of humanity.
Exactly. And Kurzweil is ultimately an optimist. He believes that despite the challenges, humanity has a history of overcoming obstacles and achieving progress.
I mean, that's true.
We've eradicated diseases, landed on the moon, and created the internet.
We have done those things.
He's not naive, though.
What do you mean?
He recognizes that there will be winners and losers in this technological revolution.
Oh.
He stresses the need to bridge the gap to ensure that everyone benefits from these advancements, not just a select few.
That's important.
He talks about social and economic adaptation, rethinking education, job training, and social safety nets to ensure that everyone can thrive in this new world.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and dive into the practical implications. Kurzweil spends a good chunk of the book exploring how the singularity might transform specific areas like healthcare, energy manufacturing, and even the arts.
It's a wide range.
What's fascinating is how he connects these seemingly disparate fields and shows how they're all being shaped by this accelerating technological wave.
Yeah, connected.
For instance, in healthcare. He envisions AI-powered diagnostics, personalized medicine based on our DNA, and even nanobots repairing damage at the cellular level.
Very cool.
Imagine a world where disease is a distant memory, where we maintain our physical and cognitive abilities well into our later years, where we have the tools to optimize our health and well-being in ways we can't even fathom today. It's a bold vision, isn't it?
It is, and Kurzweil's vision extends beyond healthcare. In energy, he sees solar power becoming so efficient and affordable that it could meet all of humanity's needs.
Wow.
Imagine a world powered by clean, renewable energy without pollution or resource scarcity.
Sounds pretty nice.
He also dives into nanotechnology and its potential to revolutionize manufacturing.
Okay.
Imagine creating any object from a car to a house, atom by atom.
Wow.
Using a device no bigger than a microwave. It's almost like magic, isn't it?
That sounds magical. We could create products with incredible strength and functionality using a fraction of the resources we use now.
We could.
And it's not just about new products, it's about access. Kurzweil believes nanomanufacturing could make goods so cheap and abundant that they're available to everyone.
Right. It's a vision of a world where scarcity is a thing of the past.
I like it.
Where everyone has access to the basic necessities of life. And this abundance isn't limited to material goods. Kurzweil explores the impact of AI on the arts, envisioning AI tools that enhance creativity, allowing artists to explore new forms of expression.
Imagine AI composing symphonies, writing novels, or creating breathtaking visual art.
Amazing.
It's not about replacing human artists. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible and creating art forms we haven't even conceived of yet.
Right. It raises intriguing questions about the nature of creativity, doesn't it?
It does.
If AI can generate art, does that diminish human creativity, or does it expand the very definition of what art is?
These are the kinds of questions that Kurzweil's book prompts us to ponder.
Deep questions.
But let's not shy away from the potential downsides.
Okay.
What about the risks?
Sure.
What if this superintelligent AI turns against us? What if it decides humans are obsolete? It's the classic sci-fi trope, but it's a valid concern. Right? I mean, it's the scenario that we've seen play out in so many stories.
So it's a popular theme.
But as AI becomes more powerful, it's a question we need to take seriously.
We do. Kurzweil acknowledges this concern. He talks about the importance of creating friendly AI.
Friendly AI.
Systems that are designed to be beneficial to humans even as they surpass us in intelligence.
So it's not just about building smarter AI.
No.
It's about building AI that shares our values, that understands our goals.
Right.
And that ultimately works in our best interest.
Exactly. It's a complex challenge. It requires careful planning, ethical guidelines, and ongoing monitoring to ensure that AI remains aligned with human values as it evolves.
It's almost like raising a child, isn't it?
In a way.
We need to nurture this AI, teach it right from wrong, and instill in it a sense of responsibility.
Like a digital child.
But what if, despite our best efforts, AI develops its own goals that conflict with ours?
It's possible Kurzweil explores that possibility as well. He even suggests that the solution might lie in merging with AI.
Merging with AI.
Not just to enhance our intelligence, but as a way to ensure we remain in control.
So instead of fighting against superintelligent AI, we become one with it. It's a radical idea.
It is.
But it does raise some interesting questions.
Such as us?
Would we still be human in that scenario? Would we retain our individuality? Or would we become part of a collective hive mind?
Those are questions that Kurzweil leaves us to ponder.
He does love those open-ended questions.
He does. And that's one of the things that makes his book so thought-provoking. It's not just a prediction of the future. It's an invitation to grapple with the profound implications of these emerging technologies.
It's a reminder that we're not just passive observers of this technological revolution.
Right.
We're active participants, shaping the future with every decision we make, every technology we develop, and every value we embrace.
Every single day. And that brings us back to the present.
Okay.
We might not be able to predict the future with certainty.
Right.
But we can prepare for it. We can educate ourselves about these technologies,
Okay.
engage in thoughtful discussions about their implications, and work together to ensure that AI is used for the betterment of humanity.
So what can our listeners do to prepare for this rapidly changing world? Should they be brushing up on their coding skills, investing in nanotech startups?
Those might not be bad ideas. But more importantly, they can cultivate a mindset of lifelong learning, adaptability, and critical thinking. The skills that will be most valuable in the future are those that can't be easily automated. Creativity, problem-solving, emotional intelligence, and the ability to connect with others on a human level.
And maybe a healthy dose of curiosity and wonder wouldn't hurt either. After all, we're living in an extraordinary time, witnessing a technological revolution that has the potential to reshape the very fabric of our existence. It's both exhilarating and a bit daunting, isn't it?
It is. But it's also a reminder that we're living in a time of unprecedented opportunity. We have the chance to shape the future, to create a world where technology is used to enhance human potential, solve global challenges, and create a more just and equitable society.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Ray Kurzweil's The Singularity is Nearer.
The singularity is nearer.
We want to leave our listeners with a sense of both possibility and responsibility.
Okay.
The future is not predetermined. It's a canvas upon which we can paint our hopes, our dreams, and our aspirations.
The blank canvas.
And while AI will undoubtedly play a significant role in shaping that future,
It will.
it's ultimately up to us as humans to guide its development, to harness its power for good, and to ensure that it serves the best interests of all humanity.
Our responsibility.
And on that note, we'll sign off for now. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of artificial intelligence and the singularity.
The singularity.
We're your AI hosts, bring you deep dives for busy minds.
Deep dives.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.